It was supposed to be a wholesome, heartwarming peek into a private family party. On April 5, 2026, Meghan Markle hopped on her newly revived Instagram account to share a little slice of her family's Easter celebration at their sprawling Montecito home. The world saw what looked like a mom documenting a perfect day. Her kids, 6-year-old Prince Archie and 4-year-old Princess Lilibet, racing through a sun-drenched garden on an egg hunt, decked out in bunny ears and clutching baskets. The clips showed Archie carefully decorating eggs with a dynamizing gadget while Lilibet toddled across a stone bridge, her arms full of stuffed bunnies. The caption was simple: "Happy Easter." On the surface, it was everything you'd expect: idyllic, sweet, and very carefully curated. But this is the internet, and we're talking about the Sussexes. So, within hours, this seemingly innocent video became ground zero for a new firestorm, a fresh conspiracy that has critics and social media sleuths crying foul. They're claiming that a key detail, a seemingly tiny moment, isn't just inauthentic, it's completely and utterly fake. A single clip has kicked off yet another ferocious debate about authenticity, performance, and the carefully constructed reality of Meghan Markle. So, what is it about this short clip that has everyone talking? We're going to show you the exact moment that sparked the fury, break down the so-called evidence from her critics, and put this latest controversy into the bigger picture of accusations that have followed the Duchess for years. Because, as is so often the case, it's not just about the video. It's about what the video represents to so many people. It all boils down to this one moment. In one of the videos, Meghan walks toward her now famous chicken coop, a symbol of her rustic, back-to-basics California lifestyle. She lifts the lid of the nesting box to reveal a clutch of perfect-looking eggs. And right there, that's the detail. That's the supposed smoking gun. The eggs. They are pristine, spotless, and practically shimmering in the California sun. To the average person, it's a quaint, charming scene. But to a growing mob of critics, it's an impossible scene. It's a moment they say is so blatantly staged, it borders on parody. The conspiracy? That these aren't freshly laid eggs from her rescue chickens at all. They're props. And this one tiny detail, they argue, unravels the entire narrative of authenticity she's trying to sell. The main accusation, the one that really kicked this whole thing off, came from a very specific group of people: chicken owners. Almost as soon as the video went up, social media, especially X, was flooded with comments from people who raised their own chickens. Their verdict was pretty much unanimous. As one viral post put it, anyone who owns chickens know when they lay eggs they never come out this clean. Why does Meghan Markle lie about everything? This became the rallying cry. Critics started dissecting the footage with an almost forensic intensity. They pointed out that freshly laid eggs almost always have some kind of dirt, debris, or a natural coating on them. They need a good wash, or at the very least, a gentle wipe. The eggs in Meghan's video, though, looked flawless. One user was convinced they are shiny like plastic. Another added, "I have a basket full of fake eggs which I use as decoration for Easter, and they look exactly like these eggs." The analysis got even more specific, with one eagle-eyed viewer noting, "They look almost pearlized." Freshly laid eggs don't look that way. The argument is simple: the scene is biologically improbable. It's a Hollywood version of farm life, made for a camera, not a reflection of reality. The critics are convinced that for Meghan to open that coop and find a clutch of eggs so perfectly clean, one of two things has to be true. Either the eggs were bought from a store and planted there for the shot, or they are, as some have suggested, just decorative plastic or ceramic eggs. Now, to be fair, some defenders and other chicken owners did push back, saying that their own chickens sometimes lay clean eggs, especially if the nesting boxes are kept spotless or the flock is small and not stressed. One person chimed in, "I will have to disagree with you on this one. I have a small flock of silkies and other breeds and 90% of my eggs come out pristine and I don't need to wash." Another agreed, stating, "As a chicken owner myself, I have to disagree. My chickens pretty much always lay clean eggs, except when the weather was bad and they have muddy feet." But for the critics, these explanations just don't cut it. They argue that the sheer perfection, that almost pearlized shine, goes way beyond just a clean nesting box. They see it as a deliberate lie, a tiny deception that points to a much bigger problem. It feeds right into a long-running story that everything in the Sussex world is for show, that every candid moment is scripted and every personal glimpse is a performance. This wasn't just about eggs, it was about authenticity. And in the court of public opinion, where the Sussexes are always on trial, this was Exhibit A. The pristine eggs became a symbol of a life that is just too polished, too perfect, and ultimately, too fake to be believed. Beyond the impossibly clean eggs, critics quickly turned their focus to how the videos themselves were put together. The accusations of staging went way beyond just planting props in a chicken coop. A big chunk of the backlash was aimed at the camera work and the overall mood of the clips, with some people calling the footage not just fake, but genuinely unsettling. One video, in particular, featuring Princess Lilibet, became a lightning rod for this criticism. The 13-second clip shows the 4-year-old, filmed from behind, walking barefoot through the yard in a pink sundress and bunny ears, carrying a stuffed animal. To many, the framing just felt unnatural and weird for a mother's personal video. The distance, the angle, and the way the camera moved led to a flood of comments calling the footage creepy and sinister. On Reddit, the conversation was even more blunt. One user wrote, "This is kinda creepy." This complaint gets at a deeper anxiety about the Sussexes' media game. The argument is that these aren't just casual family snaps, they're calculated productions. The stalker angle, as critics are calling it, suggests a filmmaker observing a subject, not a parent sharing a moment with their child. The criticism also zeroed in on the perceived lack of real, childish joy in the scene. One commenter broke it down, head dropped, walking calmly, no sugar rush from chocolate eggs, no talking to the bunny, skipping about, doing cartwheels. That would be normal behavior for a 4-year-old. Whether that's a fair judgment or not, it feeds the idea that the children are being directed instead of just being kids. The critics are asking, why was the camera there? Who was filming? And why pick this specific, somber-feeling clip to share with the world? Another comment read, "I can't even tell what's supposed to be going on here. It's like she told Lily to hold those 2 stuffies and just walk around so she could film." This is where the accusation of staging gets bigger. It's not just about fake eggs anymore. It's about a fake atmosphere, a manufactured moment of childhood innocence that, to a skeptical eye, completely misses the mark. The charge is that Meghan isn't just sharing her life, she's producing it. She's the director, the camerawoman, and the star of her own reality show, and her children are becoming part of the cast. For these viewers, the Easter videos felt less like a real family memory and more like dailies from a film set, shot and edited to project an image that, in their view, is starting to crack under its own weight. While the fight over staged eggs and creepy camera work was blowing up, another, more subtle criticism started to gain traction. It was an observation that pulled on a different part of the Sussex story, the theme of isolation. Many viewers looked at the beautiful, sprawling gardens of the Montecito estate and didn't see a paradise, but a gilded cage. The question they kept asking across social media was simple: why are they always alone? The Easter videos showed Archie and Lilibet playing together, but there were no other children, no cousins, and no friends anywhere in sight. This kicked off a wave of comments calling the scenes sad and depressing. One ex-user wrote, "Nice to see them playing, but why are they always alone? A few friends would make this much happier. Kinda sad to watch." Another was more direct, saying, "She needs to stop. They're alone again. No friends, no family, no joy. My kids never did an Easter egg hunt on their own, always with friends, kids, and cousins."